What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Dylan here for the Monday Night Football recap between the Tennessee Titans and the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know how many people are going to be on here, but if you're tuning in on a recap or later on tomorrow, whatever you want to look at this recap, comment below your thoughts on this game. Not everybody will be here, but I will be discussing my opinions on this game and how I felt was the results of a very shitty excuse of a game. Between the Tennessee Titans and the Dallas Cowboys. You know me, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. This is my team. Cowboys are my team. And I don't know what it's going to take in order for somebody to open the eyes of Jerry Jones. I really don't understand what it's going to take to open this man's eyes. I don't understand. The thing is he's going to continue to make his money no matter what the circumstances are. It doesn't matter what this organization does because he doesn't care about what the team is going to do. This team, no matter what the record is, will still be the number one or the number two most worthy Forbes franchise in all of the sports, in every single sport. They're still valuable. He doesn't give a shit about this team. And if anybody believes that he does, you need to question everything you know about football because he doesn't care about this team. What he'll do is he'll go to the media and tell everybody, okay, this is the situation. I know exactly what's going on with my team, but we're not going to change anything. And everybody out there as fans, always the same questions. What are we doing? What was the issue? What's the problems? When we clearly can see everything that's wrong for 60 minutes. We know what's going on, but everybody around here, the same questions, and nothing wants to be answered. And Jerry Jones will not change until he dies. And I'm as harsh as that is, it's true. He will not change until somebody gets him out of there because he's the owner. Right? Like the Eagles owner a long time ago, when he had the worst record in NFL history, but he wasn't going to be out of power because he was the owner and the coach. This is the same scenario. As the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, you know there's problems. You know there continues to be problems, and you don't give a shit about the problems. You'll tell everybody, oh, it's cool. We'll be all right. We're good. We're going to look at this guy. We're going to keep going with what we're doing. Well, you're losing. And you can't tank because you don't have a number one pick. You don't have a first-round pick. I wonder what you did with that. You did Amari Cooper. You got Amari Cooper, right? Your whole goal with Amari Cooper was that we're going to win tonight's football game. Isn't that what you got him for? Because if you win tonight's football game, you're 4-4. You go against the Eagles, who are also 4-4, and second place in the division. One game behind the Washington Redskins, and you have an opportunity to win. But you focus on the game that's not even in front of your face. You're focusing on the wrong game. You let Marcus Mariota, one of the top 5 worst quarterbacks of 2018, go 21 of 29 for 240 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 10 rushes for 32 yards and a rushing touchdown. That sinked the game. Are you kidding me? There's issues, and you don't give a shit. After the game, he said he's going to stay with Jason Garrett for the rest of the season, and he continues to believe in Dak. Of course you do. Of course you believe in him. Because you won't change. It's complacency. It's always about what we're going to keep doing. And what we're keep doing is staying in mediocrity. Dak is not the solution. You've seen it game after game after game after game in 2018 where he cannot be clutch. This team is nowhere near the clutch gene. That's over on the other hemisphere at this point. You see the problems. You can't hold a lead in the second half unless if you're up by 33. It's tied 14-14. You got a touchdown on an Allen Hurns 27-yarder. Good. But it's not played in one half. There are 2 halves. I don't think this team understands the concept of time in football because they always realize, oh, we got a lead in the first half. Good stuff. Or we got to tie the clapper over here, clapping his ass off like he thinks he's done something, except call the same freaking plays every single week. But let's fire our offensive line coach, right? Let's fire him. Let's put Mark Colombo in there, right? I like Mark Colombo. He was an offensive lineman for many years in the Dallas Cowboys. Not saying that that's not a good decision to make him an offensive line coach. But let's fire the one guy we relied on for years and made one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. Even if it's not been as amazing as it is this year, he's still one of the only things I can rely on this entire team, okay? Thanks. Chris Richard, a guy that I like, has been leading the defense. Only team in NFL coming into tonight not to give up more than 24 points in the game. We give up 28 to freaking Tennessee. The worst ranked, one of the worst ranked offense. I believe Cowboys said they were the worst scoring team in the NFL. Marcus Mariota's whole shtick this whole season is throwing under 120 yards. I think he had 2 games where he played where he didn't have under 120 yards passing. And he goes for 243. He doubled that. He didn't just beat it by a couple yards. He doubled that and then rushed on another touchdown. We didn't get creative until we wanted to go with Cole Beasley in a play action or throw with 2 minutes left in the game. Where's that creativity the first 58 minutes? When you're knocked down by 14, having to try to come back from a freaking miracle when you can't score anyways. You realize the problem way too late in the game, and then afterwards you're going to try to save your own ass by defending these people who haven't done anything all season. Dak Prescott has been giving us ducks of games. This might be one of his best yardage games all year. I was looking at Dak's yards. It was 243. Mariota had 240. So he exactly doubled his yardage usual. You get up 7-0. You start off, first of all, the first drive always starts off in a field goal attempt, it feels like, right? You have a good drive. You start off well. You go for a 38-yard field goal because you can't freaking score. And then what happens? Brett Maher, one of the things that I liked about the season minus the Redskins kick, misses a 38-yard field goal. Great start. Then you force a fumble. The defense comes for you. The defense gave you not 1 but 2 fumbles tonight in the first quarter. It was like, damn, this is going to be something good because the Cowboys, one of the things that their defense has not done for years is create turnovers. And something that we got in the first quarter was 2 of those. 2. You converted on the first one, make it 7-0. If you score a second one and make it 14-0, you're helping that struggling offense get its game going. But Dak Prescott throws it into double coverage in the end zone and throws it right to Kevin Byard for an interception. And then Kevin Byard goes and does the TO stand at the 50-yard line on the star. Your team just got disrespected with its own logo, something that only TO had the balls to do. And what do? You still lose. You couldn't even defend your own logo. How much of a bad organization you have to be to not even support your own logo? Byron Jones was the only guy over there trying to push him around, and y'all still lost. It's insane. So y'all continue to be complacent with field goals and whatever, and you can't make those, by the way, it seems like. And then when you get in a great opportunity to score, the red zone, a perfect opportunity. Again, first time around, Amari Cooper scores his first touchdown as a Cowboy. He had the best game of anybody Cowboy tonight. Any Cowboy tonight. 5 catches, 58 yards, and a touchdown. I said he was going to go for 480 and a touchdown, so I'm going to take that as a win, as a 5 catches, and then a little less yards, but he still got his first touchdown, right? You've got somebody that was productive. But then you've got Dak Prescott making wrong decisions, not throwing to the receivers that he needs to at the most crucial times, and not finishing drives. When you get a Michael Gallup 25-yard catch down the field, what does that insinuate? This is a great drive. Boom, we're going to go out here and we're going to try to score. Then you get a false start. Every false start on first down, it feels like the drive is over because you don't know how to restart after 1st and 10 or when it becomes 1st and 15. All we do is lose a couple of yards in the same drive, and then on 3rd down, we're going to throw a screen pass on 3rd and 16 when you know you're not going to make a 1st down because you don't have enough blockers. You have 2 blockers to try to block 4 men on the right side. You're not getting 16 yards. I don't care what team you are. And the fact that you're the Dallas Cowboys makes this even worse of a scenario because you damn well know you're not getting 16 points. You're going to be complacent. Oh, we're going to punt the ball. Good job, guys. Good job, Chris Jones. You're going to go out there and punt again for the 5th time tonight. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. This complacency has to stop. The Dallas defense has been the one thing you can rely on all year. They give up the most points. I understand. This is the most points they've given up all year. But your offense continues to not give a shit. And Jerry Jones, as long as he stays in the same mentality of we're going to go out there and we're going to do our best, but not changing anything, will never work. It'll never work if you don't change. The best teams in the NFL, or teams that are trying to rebuild, know a singular purpose in mind. We're going to change our philosophy. If it is not working at one moment in time, we are going to change and focus on the next scenario. You think of all the teams that are out there, right? The Rams. You have a terrible head coach in Jeff Fisher, a horrific coach. One of the worst coaches in the history of the game, has the second most losses. I actually think he's tied for first most losses in the history of the NFL, right? You go and get Sean McVay, a young head coach, a young, bright head coach. Then they create this offensive system. You got an offensive genius and Sean McVay. Look at what the Rams are doing. I know they lost yesterday, which I did pick them to lose, but you still understand what the Rams are doing, right? They're 8-1. Last year they were 11-5 and one of the best offenses in the entire NFL. They changed. Hell, the Browns finally got rid of Hugh Jackson because he's an idiot. And they're trying to get something going because you know that their team is talented. There are at least initiatives to change. Every team wants to go out there and change to make themselves better. The Dallas Cowboys don't want to change to make it better. They were forced to do that in 2015 because they had the number 4 overall pick. They got Zeke Elliott, went 13-3 because they got lucky the fact that they got somebody like Dak Prescott in the 4th round. And then you have a devastating loss to the Packers and haven't changed a damn thing since that loss. You would think you would change some kind of philosophy or some kind of mentality. The same mentality has been for the Cowboys since 2017. We don't care about what's going on, and you don't have a worse enough record to go get a number 1 pick to get somebody that will change the offense. We don't even have a first-round pick this year because we got it for Amari Cooper. All I'm asking is for somebody to create an initiative, create a change. That's why I like Chris Richard. He's making this defense stronger. For years, again, with the defense, which was the worst thing we had seen on there, it's like a flip-flop this time around. The defense is something I've liked this year because Chris Richard brings a great mentality. He brings anger. He cares about this football team. He cares about what's going on every single week. He realizes that there's mistakes, and he wants to fix them. And he has been the creative unit to help this team in one way or another. Jason Garrett, who is dealing with the offense, along with Linehan, it's ridiculous. It's nothing there. Oh, Zeke, you got a 3-yard run. All right, boys, we'll go second down. No. Push the ball down the field and get it going. The best teams in the NFL, even if they were the worst at one time or another, changed something up and fixed it to get it going. It might not take a day. It's not going to happen overnight. But if you start a change with something new, you're going to be successful down the line. Jason Garrett needs to be fired. I don't know how many times I have to say this before it gets done. Jason Garrett is insufferable. He has led us to nothing. Why does Jerry Jones continue to believe in a man that has never given us success? He's gotten us to the playoffs 2 times. How many wins does he have? I'm sorry, 3 times. How many wins does he have in his tenure as a head coach for the Dallas Cowboys? 1 playoff win. 1. I'm sorry, he only led us 2 years. One of the years he got a Detroit Lions winning the wild card, lost to the Green Bay Packers in the divisional round. Lost to the Green Bay Packers in the divisional round as the number 1 seed in 2016. So he has 1 playoff win. 1. Even at home, when this is the only thing you've been able to do all season is win at home, you lose in the worst way possible. It's tied at 14-14, and you don't give any fight to try to go and win in the second half. When you give up a first-round pick for a receiver, it tells me you want to win this season. You want to go and try to get in the playoffs. So when I come into tonight and I'm thinking, well, this team is going to try to shake things up because they got a new receiver. They got somebody to give Dak Prescott here. Here we go. He's had an extra week. They were on a bye last week, which tells me they didn't even learn anything in the bye week. But you're coming into a bye. You came off a bye week. A really hard loss against the Redskins. But you realize if you win this game, and you saw how the Redskins lost last night, or I should say yesterday afternoon, you have an opportunity to be 1 game behind the Washington Redskins with another game down the line against them, in the course of the next couple of weeks. And you play the Philadelphia Eagles, who are tied for second in the NFC East if you win this game. But instead, you continue to play complacent football. You never change anything up, and nothing gets accomplished from this, right? You don't even talk about the fact that Zeke Elliott had 61 rushing yards and that he had 51 receiving yards. It doesn't matter because nobody else wants to come up here and step up. He's the one leader, and he didn't even do that great tonight. Amari Cooper came in his first game and had better success than any other receiver tonight. Allen Hurns, who we're supposed to bring up in the offseason, who's supposed to be productive, had one catch tonight, and it was his touchdown. He hasn't had stats all year, right? Nobody puts any energy into what they want. There's no spirit. There's no fire under this team. Because if the coaching's not going to show any fire, why the hell should the players? It goes down the whole list of the whole roster is going to feel that way if the coaches don't feel that way. That's why I like Chris Richard, because he shows different guys in the defense. Here we go. And again, you create turnovers in the first half to give your offense an opportunity to score, and they let you down with that interception. You're at home, for God's sakes. People care about you here. They're not going to boo you because you're the Dallas Cowboys. You're in AT&T Stadium in Arlington. What more do you possibly want? When your back's against the wall, you sit and die. You just continue to let this thing happen. You let people go down. You're at Battlefield, right? And you just, guys, it's over. We have no more soldiers. We're done. We're going to stand. We're going to let the wall go, and we're going to let you all shoot at us. That's what you're doing. That's basically what you've continued to do over this season. And you give false hope to the fans as well, which really pisses me off. Because if you're continuing to lose, like 2015, I didn't care about what was going on with the Cowboys. There was no sense of hope because we went, 4-12? I want to say we were 4-12 in that time because we knew we were bad. There was no chance of us making the playoffs. No way we were making the playoffs. So I'm like, okay, whatever, we're going to do it. Here, in this situation, you've gotten that receiver. You've told us for weeks that things are going to change. We're going to get back on our roll. We're going to get going, right? You should have had wins against the Texans in overtime when you didn't have the balls to go for it on 4th and 1 in overtime because you're a straight pussy. That's what Jason Garrett defines for me, is that he's a pussy. So you don't do it there. In the Redskins game, you had multiple opportunities to win the football game, not just even the field goal, not the field goal attempt. You had it at their own, 40-yard line, the Redskins' 40-yard line with 50 seconds to go in a timeout, and you just are complacent enough to try a field goal you're not even guaranteed to get? What? What is that? That's garbage. That makes no sense. You're just laying down, letting the other team capitalize. And when you're in the NFL, they're going to capitalize. If they're a good football team, hell, a decent football team, they're going to win. The Panthers game, you don't score more than 10 points. Your offense looks like shit. Okay, we're going to start from the beginning. You start looking like shit on offense. Your defense plays well, but you can't win with 8 points. I mean, who the hell is going to win with 8 points in a football game? You beat the Giants because who cares about the Giants? You lose to the Seahawks when you had an opportunity to go try there and win the game. You had opportunities at that stretch, but you fumble at the worst time possible. You shot yourself in the foot. You got a nice win against the Lions. Again, the Texans game that I described. You put 40 points on the Jaguars. I don't care if they're 3-5 right now and just went into a bye. I don't care about that. If you put 40 points on a team, it shows that your offense is there. You see something going right. So then what happens the next week when you put up 17 and you can't win a football game against your division rival? And what at that point was your biggest game of the season? I tweeted it out a couple of weeks ago. I said, great win against the Jaguars, one of my favorites I've seen in a while. But our Redskins game is the most important because it's a divisional matchup in Washington and a chance to win that game. And you show that you have no heart and you have no determination to win a game when in the second half you've had opportunities to get it going. You've had opportunities to get back into the game and win it, but you decide to be complacent. And that is what Jason Garrett is in real life. I can call him a pussy all he wants, but as a football coach, he is complacent. And that has no right to be in the NFL. You have no right to be an NFL coach and be called complacent. Those two things don't go together. That's why Jeff Fisher is there. Steve Wilks, or not Steve Wilks, but the offensive coordinator for the Cardinals. It's escaping me at the moment. But you have freaking David Johnson as your running back. David Johnson, and you cannot use him effectively. It's the same thing we're using right now, the same strategy. But at least they know that they're going to get a first, second, or third pick, whatever it is. They're going to get a top 3 pick. We already gave ours away, so we have nowhere to go. Unless if we trade somebody to go get that. Well, we can't do it now. The trade deadline's over. It's done. You either have to win or you're screwed because your pick is going to be even more helpful for the Oakland or now the Las Vegas Raiders next season. Maybe Gruden is a genius. He realized that we were not going to win, so he goes, here you go. You can have Amari Cooper. We don't even care what he does. We don't care if he's going to be the most improved player next year. Doesn't matter. As long as we get a number one draft pick or a first-round draft pick with how bad we already are and 2 other first-round draft picks, he knows what he's doing, it looks like, because the Cowboys aren't going to win. They don't have the heart. They don't have the determination. And while they do have some talent on there to make it going, if everybody believes the same bullshit and spits it over and over again to each other, no one's going to want to win football there. Byron Jones tried to defend the star, but nobody else on the entire roster wanted to do that tonight, and a 28-14 loss to, again, a quarterback that isn't very good. Marcus Mariota is not a good quarterback. The one thing that he can do well is run. And I don't care if he's been injured. He was injured last year. I don't care if he was this year. Whatever it is. 21 of 29. I haven't seen this man more accurate all year. 240 yards is not the greatest passing night in the world, but it's about double what he usually does. And 3 total touchdowns. Hell, it could have been freaking Patrick Mahomes out there tonight, for all I care. It's ridiculous. What I'm going to say in conclusion, I'm going to read the comments here in a second, but in conclusion, the Cowboys must make change. But the reason I rant more about it, because I should be complacent, right? Or I shouldn't be complacent. I should just be like, whatever, this team's whatever. But I want there to be something different. If I watch for 3 hours every freaking week, I put a lot of time into watching football, but every football game, there's something enjoyment. There's some entertainment. I get stressed when I watch Cowboys games because everything seems to go to the wrong direction at the worst time possible. And the thing is that I know it won't change. This is why I shouldn't get so damn angry. It won't change. Jerry Jones just publicly said he's going to keep Jason Garrett through the rest of the season. We really should be looking at John Harbaugh. The guy, I know, Baltimore, whatever his situation is, I think his time is almost done. We really need to look into that. But if he gets fired in the middle of the season, we're going to wait for Jason Garrett to give us some kind of shit out of his ass, which he's not going to do. He's not going to pull a rabbit out of his ass because we're not going to win here with him. We're not going to get him. We're not going to get John Harbaugh that way. It pisses me off that we just keep spinning in circles. It's a merry-go-round to us. The Dallas Cowboys are our merry-go-round, right? On the surface, it looks pretty, whatever. Well, it used to be back in the day where who rides a merry-go-round who rides with the Dallas Cowboys, right? So, it's like it's all right there, but then it keeps spinning around, spinning into our demise. And we will never change until something happens. But will it ever? I don't know. 13-3. 13-3. 2 seasons ago. 2 seasons ago, you were the number 1 seed in the NFC. And look how far you have fallen since that point. So, if you cared about this football team at all, if Jerry Jones cared about this football team, if Dallas as a whole cared about this team, we must get Jason Garrett fired. It'll be the greatest thing in the world for him to get fired because he is not a good head coach. Give credit to the Titans. They won a game that I didn't expect them to win. They're a weird team to really look at overall because one week they can be good, one week they can be bad. But when as a Cowboys organization, you look at it and you see Marcus Mariota on the sheet as a defense, you should be excited. This team should be excited because they have an opportunity to win a game on Monday Night Football at home. And you blew it. You blew it. I'm going to comments, and then I'm going to be done for the night because I don't understand what we have to do. I don't understand what we got to get here. Fisher's on here first. He said hi. What's up, bro? Michael Sachs, fire Jason Garrett. Of course. Yes. Dallas needs Greer to go. Yeah. I like Will Greer. There's rough talent there. There's a little bit of things that I like out of Will Greer. Maybe the fact that Gus Johnson made one of the best calls of the year with his Will Greer pass at the end. But I really like what Will Grier brings. And like I said, Dak's not the answer. We have seen it again and again. He will throw ducks. And you know what I've understood, what I've looked at more in Dak Prescott this year than I saw in 2016? He's making way more mistakes and like costly mistakes. You know, in 2016, he was pretty accurate, but even if he wasn't going to throw a completion, he'd throw it out of bounds. He would make a smart play. He wouldn't get sacked. I'm seeing a lot more mistakes here in his third season than I am in the first. It was a 1st and 10 situation. He's running. There's no time to throw. There's nobody open. And instead of throwing it away, he rushes for -2 yards. What are you doing? You're already out of the pocket. Throw it to a receiver on the sidelines or throw it close to him. Throw it out of bounds, 2nd and 10. You just walk out of there for -2? What is wrong with you? You're a quarterback. You're a starting quarterback. You should know this. And then the freaking opportunities where he's getting pressured and he just runs around backwards, mind you, not in a forwards direction, but backwards, and gets turned around and loses 8 on a sack. If you're going to take a sack, man, at least walk forward. At least I understand where you're trying to go with it. You're just trying to throw a loop-de-loop over here and see what some bullshit's going to happen. That's not going to work 90% of the time. Ridiculous. I mean, and then not throwing it out of bounds, just waiting for the sack to happen. Awful. I will not say the Giants are better than the Cowboys, though, because the Giants are an absolute dumpster fire. Waterboy, Luca, what's up, brother? What's up? Mr. Juan, the Cowboys' defense isn't that bad. I mean, I know they didn't play great today, but there's still good things about it, whatever it is. But you're going to the Titans Pats game. Well, if you're a Titans fan, that's gonna be tough, though. That's tough. Predators right. Time for a Cowboys, or time for a coaching change. And everybody, I want to say this right now. I'm not trying to discredit what the Titans did. I'm just, as a Cowboys fan, this is a very spirited review, just like last night. Mitch was a very homer Patriots fan in the 31-17 win for the Patriots over the Packers. It's just kind of one of those situations. The Titans were clearly the better team tonight. Clearly the better team. And that's why Cole was saying that the Titans are better than the Cowboys. That's true. Mitch was in here. He'll the go. Thank you. Scrolling down here just a bit. How would this mean that I'm a good example why Cowboys fans are hated? I'm trying to give them a change. And nobody else is spirited on this damn team. I'm trying to give them something. I mean, they're not going to watch a game. They watch us because who gives a shit? They don't care about the fans. But I'm trying to tell everybody why this is an issue. Dez to the Saints. I heard about that. I did hear about Dez going to the Saints. He's liked a couple of posts. He liked the NFL's post reporting that he was going to go to the Saints. That's a pretty good signing, honestly. They have Michael Thomas, Traquan Smith looking like a good number 2, but they really needed number 3. That'd be a good receiver spot. Is it time for Dallas to give Cooper Rush a look? Give him a chance. I mean, you're not going to find a quarterback this year. I don't think this is a very good quarterback class, and I don't think you're going to get one in the 2nd round unless if we trade up in the draft, which good luck with that. If it gets to a point where it's really bad, you know, the record gets like 3-8 or something, give him a chance. Why not? Why not? Who's better, Mariota or Dak? Can I say nobody? Can I just die? Can I just stop watching football for that? I guess Mariota proved he was better than Dak tonight. I don't know. Trayvon's ecstatic knowing that this is Jason Garrett's last year on his current contract. The thing is, I still don't know. Until it finally is over, I can't say that it's over. As my camera goes back. There you go. I can't say this thing is over. Because I know what I know what Jerry Jones will want to do. He'll continue to have his lackey here who he has so much support for, even though he gives us no success. He's going to want him to continue because it goes, oh, well, it just didn't work out last time. We're going to keep you going. What? It's like when Wade Phillips finally got fired. Well, then Wade Phillips said, oh, well, I'm going to be the defensive coordinator for the Broncos. Okay, I won a Super Bowl. We're going to go to the Rams. Somebody's finding success afterwards. Go for Harbaugh. Go for John Harbaugh. He's a coach that's won a Super Bowl, has success in the NFL, and I can actually trust. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the Bottom Line View if you're not already for more NFL content. We're coming out during the week. I'm going to make another solo video. Don't know what it is right now. It might be on the Cowboys, but I did just rant for 30 fucking minutes, so maybe I don't want to talk about them. Maybe I'll talk about something else. Who knows? But that'll be up around Thursday. And then Mitch will have more content up, and picks will be up Wednesday. So stay tuned for all that content. It's still into the Bottom Line View. Peace out, guys.